Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new AviationJack video. Hope you're all doing super well and had a good day. Today we are going to be flying a flight request flight from Miami down to St. Martin in the IFLY 737 MAX 8. It has been a little while since I've flown in the MAX 8. Obviously last time, if you remember, we had that issue with the aircraft nosediving itself when we put the autopilot in, so hopefully none of that today. Scenery, we are at Latin VFR Miami airport. Picked this up yesterday for the purpose of this flight. I saw on the flight request and I was like, this looks really good. It looks like quite a vibey flight to do, to be honest. And yeah, I don't think there's much to really add to that. There we are on Vatsim. There is nothing, no ATC on at all. I mean, it's really early in the States. It's like 5 AM here, I think. We are flying real time as well. Oh yeah, we are in MSFS 2020, just to make that clear. And yeah, so it should be sunrise very shortly by the time we're ready and set up. I mean, the sky's all looking quite clear already, quite nice. So yeah, and here is the aircraft itself. Connected to the jetway, connected to the stairs. We have no power to the aircraft at all, so it's all cold and dark, and we'll be setting it up from cold and dark. So without further ado, we'll grab ourselves into Valanta and we'll start showing you what to expect for the flight today. Okay, so here we are in Valanta. As you can see, we're positioned here at Miami. Gate Delta 47 is, I believe, the one we're currently at. And we're going to fly down to St. Martin in the Caribbean, which is down here. I really hope it's going to be runway 10 for arrival. Fingers crossed. I'm sure if they arrive 28. I think I've seen them arrive 28, to be honest. It should be runway 10. Actually, we could check the meta. Yeah, 60 degrees at 10 knots, so that should be runway 10. Yeah, pretty decent flight time, 2 hours and 30 minutes today. Cruising flight level 370. Departing at Miami on runway 08 right, and then arriving in St. Martin on runway 10. Trip fuel, we have enough to take us for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Costing us to 6, and not much else really to add to this, to be honest. So we'll get straight into the flight deck, and then we'll get the flight loaded. Okay, so here we are in the MAX flight deck, so we'll get things loaded pretty much straight away. I do need to just get the ground charts on, because they're not the ground charts. I'm still waking up. The ground power, that's what I mean. So we'll go up to overhead panel and we'll get that all set on now. So the battery can come on first. There we go. And now the ground power can also come on. We'll set our lights for the panel, and then we'll also put our dome light on. I don't think I've ever done a night flight in the MAX yet, to be honest. I can't remember doing anything in the dark on this aircraft, so it'll be a first time for that. IRES is a switch to nav. We'll go down the left hand side, that's all good. Switches to ground power. Cabin utility and IFEs can all come on. That's good. Equipment calling. Emergency exit lights to arm. The fasten seatbelt signs can stay off for the time being because we'll need to refuel. Attend, that's fine. Window heats can be switched on. Electrics, that's all good, and all of our lights are on, so we'll do them steady. And set this to 370 because that's our cruise altitude, and that looks good down here. Now in America, I think KMIA, your 7453 is what V-Pilot wants us to set in the States. 7453, there we go. This is a cool little thing here. I don't know what it is. It's like a little checklist. You can't actually touch it. It's like a graphic, but yeah, I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, 122.8 for Unicom. We'll switch that in so it's nice and ready. Those can stay on VOR. And if we head over to our EFB again, we can initialize the flight and just get that one loaded. And then we'll come down here and do the rest of our bits and bobs. So FMC, position in it. The ref at the moment, KMIA. Pop that in there, then the route, and then our destination, TNCM. Flight plan request, hopefully we get a sim brief connection. I mean, even if we don't, it's not the end of the world because it's not exactly a long route. There we go. So we'll load that route in. I've got to remember, when you're flying in the States, everything's in pounds and not in... It's in inches and not hectopascals, isn't it? Where is the toggle switch to get rid of this HUD? Can't find it. Ah, there it is. Activate and execute that one, and then we'll do our perf page. Now, I can't remember how we do the fuel on this aircraft. There we go. Payload and... no, not that one. We want... oh yeah, performance and payload. Weight and balance. There we are. Right, passengers. I don't know, let's take a total of 150. Cargo forward. Let's say... once again 2,500, and let's say like 3,500. Cool. Right, so set the payload, set the fuel, and that should be done, complete. And then we can do that at a later stage. So then this is now ready for us to do what we need to do. So reserves can be 1, 0 fuel weight is done. 54370 is correct. N1 limit and takeoff, but before we do that, we'll go to do our runway, information and our SID and stars. According to our navigraph, we're departing off runway 08 right, and we're on the clad 2 departure, which is this one here. There is transitions, and we're going on the BITAC transition today, and then that is that done, which means we should now be able to request boarding.
Boarding requested.
There we go. We'll attach the tug. Nope. They're already on. And then that is all done. So yeah, let's do our takeoff performance now. We can copy FMC data. 08 right, dry. Oh, actually, we need to double check that is. There we go.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
So that should change that. Takeoff, flap config 5. Aircon will be off, anti-ice. What's the temperature here? 23 degrees. No anti-ice. There we go. So 141, 142. Selected temperature is 44. So we'll pop that in here.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
84.4, which is correct. And then we'll do the rest of it. Takeoff, flaps 5. That's our trim, 5.74, which is correct. 141, 142, 141, 142. 151. So pretty much similar, to be honest, and that's all of our legs page done as well. Amazing. So all we've got to really do now is just wait for IRSs to align. If we go and sort out our MCP, good night. So 151. Okay, everyone. So everyone is boarding the aircraft. Baggage is also coming on. Once all of that is done, I'll get back to you, and we can start doing our push and start sequence. Boarding is nearly completed, so we're going to switch on our fuel pumps and, oh god, sorry, just blinded everybody on the ground, and we're going to start the APU up as well. One thing that is annoying me at the moment is that obviously I've got seated passengers with GSX and they're all showing purple. Like, I've tried disabling it, re-enabling it, which usually works after like an update. However, yeah, they're just all purple still. And what is also weird is that even when I go into the flight deck and then say if I open the door, they're actually not even there in general. Like, no one is actually sitting down. Like, you can't actually see them. But for some reason when you're in the external view, you can see them. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what's gone with that. And it looks a bit crap because it's obviously nighttime. But hopefully when we get some light, it kind of disappears. Right, everyone, that is boarding complete. So data can come on here, traffic as well, and we'll set to TA only for now. And we'll also set our weather radar in a bit once we're ready for takeoff. There's literally none on the ground here at all. I've been having a look. There was a Delta, but the Delta's disappeared as well now. So because boarding is completed, the APU generators are now on. Seatbelts can also come on. Let everyone sit and get strapped up. We'll prepare for pushback and departure. AP bleed on, anti-collision light on as well. We're going to want nose left. Yes, because we're departing to runway 08 right. And just like that, we're all ready. But because it's the max and it's a bit of fun, let's arm the doors. Oh god. There we go. That door's armed. That door's armed. And then... sorry, but I just find this fun. Like, let's go. We'll arm this door. And we'll arm that door. There we go. Now we're actually ready for departure.
Release parking brakes, please.
Gonna have to shut that door. There we go. And now we can release our parking brakes. I think. Is the ground power gone? And the ground power's not even gone. System page, sim menu, ground support, disconnect, select, and then release the parking brakes, and then we'll set our engines. So we'll start number 2 first, so we'll go to ground.
Release parking brakes, please.
Oh. There we go.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Okay, engine 2 is starting up. We'll wait for it to finish the motor in, and then we'll select the fuel. Oh, I don't mean to do that. Oops. Done it a bit too early. Look how bright this cabin is. Whee. I'm not a fan of these purple passengers still. It does look really bad, doesn't it? Go for disable it, I think, for the next one. We pushed back 5 minutes early as well, which is nice. Okay, it's starting engine 1. And we'll set the parking brakes when they need us to, so go back into the flight deck for that.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Confirmed.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Okay, so still motoring. I'm not going to put my mouse over the start switch until it finishes motoring. There we go.
Unlocking gear.
Stunning sound.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass
So
pin
good.
removed.
It's quite a lengthy
Left is
taxi
clear.
out of here.
Right is clear.
Okay, both engines have started successfully, so we can switch both to continuous, and then generator 2, generator 1, APU can come off, and we need the APU bleed to come off, electrics can come on, yaw damper on, and probe heats on, back to auto, packs back to auto as well, and that's good. So now we can set RTO. I would also set flaps 5 for departure. So 1, 2, and 5. There we go. And we'll go full left, quick flight control check, full right, then we'll go in the flight deck for this one, full up, and full down. Right, let's get taxiing. It's going to be quite long, so I'm not going to film the whole taxi because it'll be quite boring for you all. Parking brakes released, and we'll put a bit of thrust in. I can see a bit better now. And we'll get the cabin. There we go. I can't explain it, but this scenery looks like... Ooh, got American Airlines there. I'm guessing they're on Vatsim, because that's not static aircraft, I don't think. Yeah, this Miami scenery really looks like something out of P3D. Like, it looks P3D level of texture and... Alright, so nearly at the runway. Runway's right here, so we're going to do a few checks before we go onto the runway itself. Landing lights need to come on, strobe lights can come on as well. I need to set TARA down here, which is now set, and then also the weather radar, which I believe is all manual. If you don't, you just select this button here. I guess it does it by itself. I mean, it says it's on. Test, normal, auto, yeah, cool. Right, let's go then. Parking brakes released, and we'll put a bit of thrust in, and we'll go onto the runway. Want to join via Quebec, which I'm guessing is this one. Yeah, this scenery literally screams like P3D level of texturing. Swing it. Also thrust armed, 50%. Stable and toga. Knots. V1. Rotate. Positive climb rates. Gear up. Goodbye, Miami. Monday. That's better. It's not putting us in a nosedive. Go flaps up. Pretty much a direct route down to St Martin today. Look at that. And the lights can come off. God, look, see how bright they are. Runway turn off lights and taxi lights off as well. Go back to there. There's the coast down here. What's that, like a stadium? Oh, actually, maybe not. There is it in the background, Miami. Okay everyone, so we're not long to reach 10,000 feet, but I am going to leave it here. I hope you enjoy the rest of the video down to St Martin, and I'll see you all very shortly. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Max flight deck. So it's that time of day where we're going to start planning for the arrival now into St Martin. As you can see, it's daytime in the sim again. We're back today. It has been 1 hour and 21 minutes. Top of descent is at 12:58 and it's currently at 12:15. So about 45 minutes until we start our top of descent. So now is the perfect time to start planning for the arrival into St Martin. We'll go straight to Navigraph and I'll show you what we're going to expect. So we're going to be doing the Uber 1 Alpha arrival, which essentially starts here. However, we're going to do the RNAV at runway 10 approach. So we're going to do manual flying into St Martin today. So instead of going via Uber 1, we should be going from Slugo, then direct to Uber, and then we'll start a left turn into runway 10. There's a fair bit of traffic down there. One going to Amsterdam in the 787. I think this one's just taken off. In case we need to hold, we'll hold over on bed, but I doubt we'll need to hold. So yeah, that is our arrival information. The weather today in St Martin is fairly nice, bit windy, 070 at 14 knots, few clouds, 1,800. So yeah, a bit of a low cloud base, but nothing too crazy. 27 degrees, which is lovely. I've not done a flight in 27 degree weather for quite some time. And QNH 1018 with no significant expected changes. Altimeter is 30.06. And yeah, not much else to really say. So we'll get into the flight deck and into the FMC and we'll start inputting all of this data. So over at the FMC, we'll do departure arrival. Click arrival into St Martin, RNAV 10 via the Uber 1 with the transition Sluggo. There we go. Execute that, go to the legs page, check for any discontinuities, which there is, we'll pop that one in there, and then do the init ref page here. That's good enough for me. We'll do flat 42138 plus 5 arrival. Obviously there's no ILS frequencies, there's nothing to put in or any course or anything like that, it's all a visual. So then if we go to the plan page over here, we'll have a look at the arrival in more depth on the actual page itself. So zoom out a bit more. There we go. So we are going to get to jets and then off to Sluggo, which is what we said, and then direct to Uber. Well, Uber actually is here, so we're not actually going direct to Uber, so we are going to be doing the normal arrival itself. And then we start a slight left turn and it should completely line us up with the runway. There's a bit of a hold here if he was to hold, which is at, I don't know actually, where is that hold? I guess it's at Uber or PJM and the lessors here. Obviously we're going to ignore that, we're not going to be doing that. So we'll probably take manual control around this area anyway, and then we'll go straight into St Martin right there. So yeah, overall a pretty decent arrival. It should be pretty. We'll get the flight recorder on as well so we can see some nice landing shots. But yeah, nothing else to really say. We'll do auto brake 3 for arrival, and that will be it. I'll catch you guys at top of descent. Hello and welcome back to the flight deck. So we're just started our approach now into St Martin. However, we are just a tiny bit too fast, a tiny bit too high, so we're just going to do a quick circle just where we are, just to lose some altitude and some speed. And we'll start setting out some flaps as well, so we'll go flaps 2, and that should just help us with the speed. There we go. It's quite cool. When you're flying in the US, you seem to have this auto ATC thing, which kind of gives you a few guidances on the way down, which is actually pretty cool. So it said to cross Sluggo at 11,000. We was at about 14,000, but I saw it too late. But now I can see why. So yeah, definitely a good feature there. Actually, I can probably show you guys what that looks like. When you go to auto ATC, it gives you this like kind of directions almost. Not really directions, but yeah, never seen it before. It's pretty cool. Okay, we'll go flaps 5. Probably arm L nav again. There we go. Yeah, so now just got a really slow descent into St Martin now that we've done our little circle. But yeah, we're just going to be landing over here. Okay, so there's a bit of traffic in front of us. They are now turning at right-hand base into where they need to be, which is good. So hopefully they don't we don't get a bit too close to each other. I decided to slow us down just to try and give us some more separation. They're currently doing 222 knots across the ground and we're doing 160, so that should give us a bit of spacing, hopefully. If we go flaps 10, no, we are flaps 10, don't worry. So I can probably reduce our speed just a bit more, just to help out. Hold it 2600. I just need him to land first, ideally. Okay, the spacing isn't too bad. Right, we'll arm the spoilers. Some miles in traffic, American 2389, roughly 15 miles from runway 10 for St. Martin traffic. Yeah, I think that's quite a good separation now, to be honest. Just have to keep an eye. I can't see him in the actual sim. I'm trying to zoom in, but minus 500. Can't see him. So in 0.3 nautical miles, we'll start descending down to 1,600, which is now. So far, so good. Currently 7 miles out from runway 10. I'm happy now to go. I don't know, should we put the gear down yet? I don't see why not. Just got like a slow. Oh, do they? Yeah, so the aircraft in front, to be honest, is not. We've got quite a nice spacing now. It's quite a good idea to slow it down. I just can't see them anywhere. Okay, 6 miles out. We'll go gear down. And flaps 15. I think they're on the runway now, actually. There we go, gear down. Flaps 25. And we'll go final landing speed, which is 136 plus 5. So 141. And we will set flaps 40. We'll also disconnect the autopilot. There we go. And we'll start descending on a glide. Spoilers are armed. Take out the flight director. Start recording. There we go. Auto thrust can also come out.
$1,000.
There we go, back on track now. Got 24 knot headwinds, quite.
Approaching minimums.
Approaching 10.
Minimums.
Continue. Okay, it's vacated, good.
$500.
The wind is starting to shift a tiny bit. But we've still got 2 whites, 2 reds.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Touchdown.
That, my friend, is how you land an aircraft.
Reverse is green, decel. Very nice. 60 knots, manual braking, reverse is stowed. I will do a little turn around here.
That's how you land.
And then we'll spin it off here. So Marteen traffic American 2389 vacated runway 10. So Marteen traffic. The stand I want to go to is Bravo 1. Oh, hello. Thing in the way. We'll go Menzies. Then steady. That was a really good landing. It was really enjoyable. Such a beautiful. That's Alpha 1, I think. Yes, and we're going Bravo 1, which is the one with the steps. Taxi light off. Spin it in here. And parking brake set. Everything is good up here, so we'll cut out engine 1 and engine 2. APUD can come on. Electrics off. Pro-Peats off. That'll switch to ground power. Anti-collision light. Seatbelt signs off. And we'll press deboarding. That took an hour and 2 hours 31 minutes altogether, which was what we was expecting, 2 hours 30, so that was pretty good. Right, oh, a nice bow, thank you. Well, there we have it, everybody. Welcome to St Martin Airport. That was a very lovely flight. Once again, this was requested by a subscriber, did a flight request, and I looked at it and I thought, do you know what, we've not been to St Martin in a while, this would be a lovely flight. And we ended it with a lovely landing rate as well, right in the touchdown zone by the looks of it. So yeah, couldn't have asked for a nice smoother flight. And it's very early morning here as well. 27 degrees this early in the morning is really nice. About 8 AM here. So yeah, nothing else to really add. We're going to fly back to Miami in the next video. But yeah, if you want to add a flight request as well, there is a link in the description below. And if you are a member of the channel, you do get prioritized flight requests, where I basically bump them up right to the top. You can do that by pressing the join button if you're interested. But yeah, nothing else to add. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next. Bye bye.